If there's anything that can and has been consistently proven, it's that human beings are stupid. Now you could take the stupidity of any average human and multiply that by about 2. Then you have the stupidity of an average anime fan.
I use Toroki Sea.
Then you can multiply that by about a good 100 times and you have about 1/10 of the stupidity of an anime fan on TikTok. Even in platforms like YouTube and Twitter, there are no places to find dumber anime takes than on TikTok. Spoiler alert, most of these are going to be coming from One Piece fans. I know you were already assuming this, but I'm just going to make sure, get the confirmation in. So first things first, we're going to be responding to a TikTok user called Peak Takes. Yeah, you already gotta see what we're gonna be dealing with here. He's responding to someone else's video about, I don't know, something, but they say something in the first part that kind of ticks him off, and, because it's about Luffy and he's a One Piece fan. So let's hear him out, shall we?
Would anybody say Goku's punches won't work on Luffy because he's a rubber man?
Yes, that's exactly what I'd say. Do you remember Botamo? The big bear with a rubber body's composition? None of his punches or kicks or blunt attacks worked. He had no choice but to throw him out the ring.
And just like that, bro is banned from the kitchen. He's never allowed to cook again. First of all, Botamo is not as durable as he is because he's made of rubber. His ability is literally to nullify any and all damage to himself. Not even Kamehamehas from Goku or Gohan were able to damage him. They can just push him around. He disperses impacts throughout his entire body. That is not what Luffy does. Luffy is immune, quote unquote, to blunt force attacks because he's made of rubber. That is not comparable to Botamo. This is like comparing Meruem's evolution to Maharaga's adaptation. They're not the same thing. They just have similar effects. He didn't throw him out of the ring because he's made of rubber and immune to blunt force attacks. He threw him out of the ring because he's immune to all attacks and they literally could not do anything to him. Number 2, I don't know if you know this, but rubber is not immune to blunt force damage. It's just highly resistant to it. There's no possible way that you think that a punch from Goku is not going to blast and tear Luffy to bits. Just because in his verse, there's nobody strong enough to damage him with blunt force attacks. But continue.
The same way Superman's punches don't work on Plastic Man. Like, it's not about how hard you hit. You can't change his anatomy.
Oh my god. Plastic Man's ability is to change his body at the molecular level into whatever he wants to. It's not that he's made of plastic. Plastic Man can regenerate. You can explode his body as much as you want. Unless you destroy every molecule of his being, he's not going to die. Luffy cannot do that. So a punch from Superman is going to fucking slaughter him.
He is rubber and stretchy down to his DNA. So blunt force attacks do not work on either of them. Like, I don't know what's so hard about this. And it's not like I'm giving Luffy ki, so I'm damn sure not giving Goku haki. Meaning blunt force attacks do not apply.
Again, these are 2 entirely separate abilities. Also, I can't help but notice you sneaking in that little Kid Buu clip as if that's in any way comparable to Luffy. Majin Buu and Plastic Man have closer to the same abilities than both of them have to Luffy. The only thing in common is that they can stretch. That's the end of the comparison there with both Plastic Man and Majin Buu.
I'm sure with a continuous and overwhelming energy blast that he could bypass Luffy's haki and durability and delete him like Kid Buu. But having to do this is not the same as just being able to punch him to death like he could Naruto.
So you admit Luffy and Botamo do not have anywhere close to the same durability, because the exact same ki blast that you say would eviscerate Luffy like Majin Buu, Botamo tanked that shit because his ability is not being made of rubber.
But I don't know why everyone starts acting dumb when it comes to the GOAT over here. When I bring up Plastic Man being invulnerable to Superman's punches, no one bats an eye.
Because they're 2 completely different abilities.
When I bring up Luffy, Rubber Man, all of a sudden is, oh no, that shit's not gonna work. I'm just gonna outscale his physiology. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, that's exactly what Goku is gonna do. He's very much going to do that immediately with a singular punch, and Luffy is dead. For some reason, you are significantly under the impression that Plastic Man is quite literally made of plastic. That's just his name. In reality, Plastic Man is more like whatever the fuck he wants, man. Luffy is always going to be Rubber Man, and rubber is not entirely immune to blunt force. if it's strong enough. It's like those people who will genuinely say that Enel is surviving a punch from Saitama because he has a Logia fruit and is made of lightning so it'll pass through him. As if we haven't seen Saitama interacting with hyperspaces and non-physical constructs but apparently can't touch lightning. One Piece's logic is not always going to be applicable to every opponent, especially opponents who completely break that logic every day either way. Like, we're just one video in. Do you see, like, the bullshit we're gonna be dealing with this whole time? Like, I'm halfway to making mid-roll lats just talking about how stupid one of these videos is. But as you may have noticed in the last video, he managed to sneak in a little shot at Naruto because, well, to put it simply, this guy doesn't really seem to like Naruto that much. So let's watch another video of his going over why Naruto is not planetary.
Can somebody explain planetary to me in a way that actually uses logic?
Being able or comparable to people who can destroy planets, what of it?
This is the strongest attack we ever see Naruto use. This is not destroying a planet. This isn't even destroying a country.
Is he really using Naruto Ninja Storm 4 as an example as to why Naruto is not planetary? Okay, ignoring the Kaguya shit and the Toneri Moon feats, this is just so painful. Number one, using Storm 4 to say that Naruto isn't country level is probably the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. He cherry-picked the ever-loving shit out of that one example because there are several ultimates since Ninja Storm 4, most of which are performed by Naruto that are very easily country level. Let's play a few. Aw, did I say country level? I meant multi-continental. I don't get how you can manage to be this blatantly disingenuous. These DLCs came out 4 years ago. There's no way you didn't know about them, and even then, there's multiple examples in the manga and anime themselves. Like the Toneri Moon feat, or Naruto, Madara, and Obito having similar chakra levels, if not way more than the God Tree, which, you know, spread its roots across the battlefield and the entirety of planet Earth. Keep going. I really want to hear what you have to say on this.
How are people saying he's galaxy level and universal and all this other shit? Then I see people say, oh, he fought Kaguya and she can do this, so he's now on this level. But he didn't really fight Kaguya. They jumped her and none of them had the power to beat her, so they sealed her as a team. I don't know how this affects Naruto's scaling at all.
I have yet to see how any of this is actually relevant to Naruto's scaling. Do some people wank Naruto to multiversal universal? Yeah, sure. It doesn't mean that he's not planetary though.
And Baryon mode gives him a solid boost of speed and strength in combat. Can't even use big attacks because it'll exhaust the form in one move. Even then, he ran out of chakra before he could beat Ishiki. So when I put him against somebody like Omni-Man and the responses are just, oh, Naruto's outer versal, he's galaxy level, so Omni-Man doesn't stand a chance, it sounds like bullshit. We have never seen Naruto destroy a planet. We have never seen him do some shit like this. Look at this, hold on, not just this, the zipping back and forth, destroying the whole shit.
Alright, at the time this was made, yeah, Naruto is shit stomping the fuck out of Omni-Man. He's not even planet level. At most you got in the comic was him destroying a planet with Thaddeus and Mark, and that was a team effort, which I don't really count, considering it took 3 fully powered Viltrumites to complete the feat. But if we're talking about Season 2 Invincible, then I will give it to Omni-Man. Well, I guess, maybe, because, you know, the black hole feat is resisting the pull of a black hole is fucking absurd on its face. That just like put an absolute wrench in Omni-Man's scaling, but even then, the example you brought up is fucking dumb. That's not even a planet level feat. Systematically destroying a planet's civilization does not mean you destroyed the actual mass of the planet, which is what it would constitute to be a planet level feat. If I'm fucking super strong and can destroy a building in one punch, going around and destroying buildings until a city is done for does not make me city level. I'm still building level, I just kept doing building level shit until the city was gone.
Like, I get that Naruto be y'all favorite character, but damn, ain't no way y'all really think he beat Omni-Man.
I mean, yeah, if you base all your scaling off, I don't know, just fucking impressions, sure. Off actual feats, fuck no, but yeah, sure. Unless it's Season 2 Omni-Man, respect to my go. Alright. I was just fucking scrolling through Peak Takes' channel, and apparently he responded to the guy in the first clip, and I have to fucking talk about it because it's the dumbest shit I've heard today. It has to be the worst one.
Anybody who thinks that Luffy can tank hits from Goku simply because he's made of rubber and thus immune to blunt force attacks is committing a no-limits fallacy. Know how we know Botamo's body is able to resist Goku's punches? Because he has. We're looking at it.
Now, I know that's not a Naruto fan saying we have to see something to confirm it's possible. I know that's not what the fuck I just heard. Y'all say Naruto can destroy a planet, but he's never destroyed a country.
Do I have to talk with this one? Like, can I just let the stuff play in the background? Got it. So I'm gonna just keep that playing for a minute, you know, let him, you know, just, you know, marinate in his own words for a second.
But Botamo is just stated to be like Luffy. He's like Luffy's rubber composition.
Yeah, but the reason he can resist Goku's punches is not because of the rubber composition. Again, 2 entirely separate abilities, similar effects.
The authors even gave us a cross-verse battle just to show how Goku wins. Not by punches, but with energy blasts. Because the punches don't do shit.
Oh my god, the cross-verse battle. I keep seeing people bring this up when it comes to trying to scale Luffy. This is not canon. Just seeing Luffy be capable of damaging Goku should tell you this is not canon. Do you want to know why this short exists? It's a promotion of 3 Toei properties. That's all. And you want to know why it panned out the way it did? Because Goku beating Luffy in one punch would be a very, very boring crossover episode.
There's no amount of weight you can drop on Luffy that's going to kill him. He literally cannot be crushed. The whole point of punches and kicks is to damage muscles, bones, and organs with blunt force. But if you're hitting rubber, the force is just gonna disperse throughout it, leaving it perfectly fine, like with Botamo.
You know that rubber can tear under a certain amount of blunt force, don't you? Like, it matters about the consistency, thickness, and, you know, all of that of the rubber, but eventually with enough force you can tear any bit. With a hydraulic press, you can crush rubber. Goku's hands are like a planet colliding with your face. It's not gonna end well. And it's not like with Botamo, because like I mentioned before, Botamo's ability is to disperse any and all energy, regardless of the source, across his body and nullify the damage. The way that you think that a ki blast would eviscerate Luffy would not work on Botamo, because Botamo is immune to ki blasts in the same way he's immune to blunt damage, because nothing can hurt Botamo. Luffy is immune to blunt force attacks because of the consistency and qualities of rubber. Botamo is immune to blunt force attacks and everything else because that's his ability. this should be the end of the discussion.
Like, bro, y'all are actually the worst. And then they gave us a cross-verse episode of Goku punching Luffy, and you're just gonna say, oh, it's not in the manga. Like, bro, y'all are the worst.
This is like unironically trying to scale a Smash Bros character based off their appearance in Smash. You think that Solid Snake can run hands with fucking, I don't know, Ganondorf? Because in a crossover, Snake can beat him? Yeah, it's a crossover game. They need it to be entertaining. It can't be lore accurate. And here I am. I found another one. This was just going to be a video about TikTok takes in general, but I guess it's just going to be all about TJTV. Okay, I promise this is going to be the last one, I swear.
If Kaido is fighting Ishiki instead of Naruto and Sasuke, he's gonna win. They're just not durable enough.
Nope, I'm done. Okay, I remembered that, yeah, I need to finish recording this video. I need money, so.
Because bro wasn't even using durability negation. He was just beating the shit out of them, ragdolling them around with pure strength and speed.
Okay, maybe Ishiki's just strong. You thought about that? Like, Raditz is beating Goku's ass with just pure strength and speed too. Like, does that suddenly mean that Goku has shit durability? Like,
remember, Kaido is a giant, a massively faster than light giant with future sight and spiritual armor. None of this shit that he was doing is gonna work on him. And their biggest obstacle, which were these rods that he kept stabbing them with and they were draining their chakra, just proves Naruto's cloak doesn't act as an armor.
why are you talking about Ishiki's rods like they're just a bunch of regular steel beams? He was beating back Naruto's Rasengans with these. These aren't just some regular sticks he pulled out of the ground or something. Also, these sticks literally do negate durability. They are microscopic. That's why they seem to appear randomly inside of people's bodies. He just maximizes their size the moment that they get within that, sort of space between the cells. That's how Ishiki's attacks work. Like, are we watching the same anime?
It really just helps him form extra limbs. But even without using his haki as a defense, his body is just too tough to be pierced by blades. So nothing Ishiki can do is gonna hurt this man. And remember, he was eating Gear 4 punches like they were candy. Sasuke's dying from this. And the only reason Naruto has a chance is because of his ability to regenerate.
Okay, number one, Susanoo. Number two, no, he's not. We've seen Naruto tank attacks from Toneri, which, can split the moon in half without needing to regenerate. Naruto and Sasuke have about the same durability. As a matter of fact, considering the ass beating that Sasuke has been taking for the past however long, I'd say he even has more durability than Naruto. You telling me Luffy's punches are splitting a moon? Also, again, Ishiki's rods aren't the same as a bunch of regular kunai or fucking haki attacks from Luffy. They are objectively more powerful, and you're an idiot if you say otherwise.
But once Luffy actually figured out the durability negation and how to use it, Kaido started getting the fuck out the way, because even your haki can't stop it from damaging you if it hits. Just imagine one of these punches making contact with one of these niggas? Come on. Death by spontaneous combustion.
Or more realistically, they're just eating that shit and then giving Luffy the business, but okay.
Because again, there's no Duraneg on any of his attacks. He's just dragging them around with strength and speed. And they did not win this fight. Ishiki outlasted them and Kawaki saved them. And again, emphasis on they, because they were jumping him as a team. Well, I don't know how on earth you could say either of them beats Kaido.
Oh, the dick eating. Okay, so he first worded it wrong at the beginning of the video, making it sound like it was supposed to be Ishiki versus Kaido, but he means if Naruto and Sasuke were to fight Kaido instead of Ishiki, that Kaido is going to win. Like, you saw the shit that they were doing in the clips that I showed prior, right? Like, I don't need to show it again. Do you think we're good? Yeah, no, a regular Rasen Shuriken, and Kaido is getting molecularly dismantled until he's nothing but a pile of bones and meat. Honestly, I'm just done talking. I feel like I've said more than enough. TJTV is embarrassing when it comes to anime takes, especially when it involves One Piece, because the amount of absolute dick eating that goes on in his videos has got to be the most insane thing I've seen in the planet. In my last video, why I say I hate One Piece fans and how they constantly glaze and scale their characters, he's the reason why. Maybe I'll make a sequel to this with actual other people to talk about the takes of, but this man just had so much bad that it just had to take up the entire video. I managed to turn like 4 1-minute videos into 13 minutes of content, so I'm happy. Thank you for Oh, and this is just 13 in terms of like the audio, by the way. I don't know how long the actual video is going to turn out. But anyway, thank you. Like, subscribe, watch some of these videos, and peace out.
I used Todoroki Senior.